Hello everyone, welcome back to Black Ops 2. I figured this was an appropriate game to play considering what we'll be talking about throughout all of today's video. It's been a couple days since I uploaded, and in those couple of days, a lot of shit has happened. So we're going to be covering Black Ops 7, what the fuck's going on with that. We're just going to be briefly talking about, what's to expected to see on this channel as far as, Black Ops 6, what I have left for that. Obviously, the three maps I have left for the Easter egg challenge. Um, what are we running up? Transit. That's what we're running up. Because because of a couple things I'd like to start with. Ashes of the Damned. If you know what that is, that's what the map is called. The first map coming out. I don't know if BO7 is coming out with a second launch map. I don't think it is. But if it is, that is fucking crazy. Um, Ashes of the Damned. It's essentially Transit. It's a Transit remake taking place in the Dark Ether, and I like that a lot, considering it's not like it's not an exact remake of Transit at all, which is amazing. So it's an entire Dark Ether. It takes place in the entire Dark Ether, which I fucking love. I feel like it's a long time overdue that we have a map that entirely takes place in the Dark Ether. I was hoping Liberty Falls would sort of take that, but it really did not. I mean, like, not entirely, but more than what it had in the church. You know what I mean? So I was hoping it would have that, but Liberty Falls didn't, which is fine, of course. It doesn't matter. But it takes place across timelines, of course, because we have the old. I think what they're called, it's not Primus or Ultimus. I'm really forgetting what they're called now. Um, it's some other name, but it's a different crew of characters. It's a different crew of Richtoff and Takio, Nikolai and Dempsey, and they're all from different timelines. And this isn't a crew of the original four where they all know each other and have been going through shit. This is a completely different disorientation where fucking, Richthofen is from 1940s where World War II won, or where World War II was won by Germany. Um, Takio comes from like the year 1520, you know. I'm realizing it's round two and I need to build shit. What the fuck am I doing? Ch- what the actual fuck am I doing? It is actually brings me to my next point. So obviously all the characters are different, so it's going to make all the voice lines vastly different between all of them, which I'm looking forward to. I like that the original four, Richtoff and all of them don't necessarily know each other, but rather they're all just, jammed together, and obviously we have the other four that we could play with coming back from Cold War and now BO6. But we're playing on Farm because Farm is obviously one of the huge points advertised on the new transit map, as well as some other interesting points, like sort of the diner area. It's called Exit 115. That location. It's sort of like a redesign of the diner. It's different. I like it. And the farm area is a lot bigger. There's like huge. There's two huge barns. Um, and also they're bringing Ascension, a thick part of Ascension into part of the Ashes of the Damned, which I think is fucking amazing. I think it is long overdue since we've gotten Ascension. Why am I lagging a shit ton? Come on, come on. It's Black Ops 2 Farm. What are we doing? So obviously you'll be able to travel to these different locations with what is not the bus, which I think is a good idea, because I think if we got the bus, it would just be too much like transit. It would just be I think this map gives enough where it's identifiably different from transit, but it is obviously still a very big tribute to it. We start from, the old past of the Reckoning, the destroyed crumbling of the finale of BO6, and we get to travel in a wonder vehicle. That's what they call it, called Old Tessie. Their description for it is Old Tessie is your wonder vehicle, upgradable, repairable, and driven with Uh, Ted's guidance. With rusting pickups, becomes both a lifeline and weapon across fog-choked roads. So Old Tessie is controlled by fucking Ted. Ted from the bus is coming back, which I think just needed to happen, right? Why am I lagging a shit ton? Why is this fucking happening? It is Black Ops 2 zombies. Yeah, I think Ted coming back just needed to happen one way or another. You can't just have a transit tribute and not bring the soul of transit into the map, which is Ted himself, the literal only soul in the map. Um, and they're also bringing new enemy types. Thank fucking God. We are not seeing vermin. We are not seeing parasites. We're seeing what they call there's a couple. There's a couple fucking sick ones as well. First off, I'll start with some of the some of the smaller ones. We have the Ravengers, which I believe are sort of like denizens in a way, where as you're driving through the more foggier areas, um, your car just gets fucking stampeded by Ravengers, and the map necessarily won't be as foggy as Transit, where you couldn't get through because that was a holdback on the Xbox 360, so you couldn't load the map fast enough. Obviously, we have better technology, so the fog is going to be more transversable, and you won't have fucking denizens gobbing your head every 2 minutes, which I think is a genius fucking play. And I think obviously it was an obvious play. It wasn't a genius play. It was a obvious play. Um, my favorite enemy is the hulking Zura. That is the fucking bear they have in the trailer. If you haven't watched the trailer, go and watch it. I'm not gonna do a reaction to it. It's just pretty. What am I knifing on round 3 for? I can't really talk and play at the same time. So let me just get a gun before I continue. But it's the fucking bear. And the bear is what I'm really looking forward to. I remember seeing something in each trailer of like a zombies game, fucking ballista knife. That really gets me fucking excited. I remember for not for BO5, for Cold War, to give it that respect. For Cold War, it was the fucking Megaton. Seeing the fucking Megaton was insanely scary, and that shit was amazing. I remember during COVID-19 that shit was fucking exciting. For BO6, I remember seeing that you could turn into a fucking mutant. With the mutant injection, granted, that was a little less cool than I thought it was. Finding out it was a score streak and not really just like I don't know. I wish it was kind of like a part of Terminus and really only a part of Terminus, but that's okay. I remember just seeing that and being like, "Yep, that's fucking badass." And for BO7, it is seeing the fucking bear, seeing the bear attack you, and it can fucking attack your car. I mean, that shit's scary. That shit makes me want to play it. And and there's obviously like I think a couple other enemy types that I'm missing, but those are the main ones that you'll see throughout Ashes of the Damned. And next up is the fucking wonder weapon of the map, which I really did not know what they were gonna do. Obviously they had the jet gun for Transit, and they had it for Liberty Falls, so it wouldn't have made sense for them to bring it back for Ashes of the Damned, and I really didn't know what they were gonna do, but holy shit, I think they really hit it out of the ballpark. The Wonder Weapon looks fucking sick. Its reload animation is sick. It's fucking it's just everything about it looks fucking cool, and it's not what I thought it was gonna be at all. I honestly thought like it was gonna be some sort of like I don't know. I thought they were just going to bring some bullshit past Wonder Weapon, but I'm really glad they did it. It's called the Sinister Necrofluid Gauntlet, and it manipulates a mysterious fluid by hardening it into deadly spikes, impaling foes and feeding on their life forces with vampiric hunger. So it's sort of like a shotgun blast where it's on your hand as a green fist. I'll show a picture, obviously, and it just shoots. It shoots like a shotgun blast of fucking damage, which is insane. And because of the map's huge area of size, there'll obviously be jump pads, and I hope not too many because that'll kind of destroy the purpose of the old Tessie. But I only recall just just seeing maybe 2 jump pads. Come on, we're hoping for a ray gun. Oh shit, bro, come on. That'll do. That'll do. And those are sort of that was sort of like the summary of the blog post. It's okay. It kind of gives us an experience of BO2 Transit. We get to play the entire map without necessarily going on the bus. But that was kind of like the summary of the blog post I wanted to go over. But something more in depth I wanted to cover, which they obviously mentioned, not a whole ton though, is their cursed permanent LTM they'll be coming out. I guess it's not a limited time mode if it's permanent, but it's a game mode. Um, and it is called Cursed, and it basically is classic zombies. And I think this is the huge selling point they needed to turn around BO7. When I had made my video saying I have hope for BO7, I I hadn't actually no one had known about this cursed mode and about classic zombies. And so everybody still had a very, very strict perspective on BO7. And now that this whole classic mode has come out, I'm sure you've heard about it. It's where you only get 4 perks. You are required to the BO3 point system, and you get no armor, no salvage. It's essentially hardcore Black Ops challenges. But it makes sense if they can't please half their audience, right? The older, or at least the older audience that they have that like the older Black Ops, they've decided to just develop both, right? So they can please the modern audience and the older audience. And I like both. I really do. So I'm looking forward to it. It I actually can't fucking talk. I actually can't fucking talk. We're going to the fucking blog post. I actually can't fucking talk and play at the same time. Okay, listen, this is what the map looks like, and it looks fucking sick. I'm excited for the environment. So these are all the locations you go to. You start at the plaza, and with Old Tessie, you go to Farm, which is this, it's a lot bigger of a farm, obviously a tribute. You go to a new location, Blackwater Lake, and then you go to Ashwood, another new location. Exit 115, obviously a tribute, but definitely not the same as the original diner. You go to Cosmodrome, which is now it's the renamed Ascension, right? This is what it is. It's Ascension. And then the last one, which is the Fog. I actually forgot about this one. This one looks intense, I'm not gonna lie. The Fog might be genuinely the hardest one. That looks like a ship from transit. But these are the Ravengers you're grabbing onto your car as you're driving. They obviously don't seem. I mean, there's like one, two, three. I see like 6 of them. Um, and I'm guessing they're fairly very easy to take off. Your Wonder vehicle fucking is can be upgraded and mounted with abomination heads and shoot lasers, and I think that's just fucking sick. Here's the turret on top of it that you can also add on, and there's the bear in the background. I mean, you can't tell me that's not fucking cool. Here's the wonder weapon we were talking about, obviously, and I want to talk about the classic mode and see if they mentioned anything about that briefly. Is Curse. Take on a new experiencing featuring some legacy mechanics with numerous side quests to unearth increasing relics. Activate these relics to face harder challenges in exchange for new levels of power, replayability, and rewards. So essentially, if you do these side Easter eggs, or maybe they're just main Easter eggs on these maps during while playing the curse mode, you get relics, which can add debuffs to your game to make it harder. And I'm assuming these debuffs are the 4 perks, or the all these other small debuffs they get, but they don't really give a lot about it. They just talk about how it's tailored for the hardcore, and the relics are, yeah, here the limit of the 4 per colas, or the removal of ammo caches, and those are just 2 examples. So they're obviously hinting that there are tons of relics to come out, and I didn't even read this, because doing so is the key to unlocking more powerful relics, as well as granting you classified benefits and rewards unique to the mode. So it seems like it's granting us something secret that we're just gonna have to find out when we do it. And they're releasing a survival mode, which I think is fucking awesome. They're releasing individual for each map, for Farm, the Fog, for all 6 of these, and I think that's fucking awesome. You can see it here. They have like a Pack-a-Punch, the Wonder Fizz in there. And also, speaking of Wonder Fizz, the new perk that they're adding, along with the new ammo mod. They're adding Wisp Tea. Um, you can see here confirmed Essence and Salvage. That'll be during the modern mode. Here are all the power-ups. We have the classic ones. Still no Carpenter, so you can't repair barriers in this game. Um, I'm looking just for. Oh, oh, oh! Wait a minute. Complete coverage. We've prepared the entire separate augment research blog. Oh, okay. So it seems like there's actually been maybe. Oh my God! There's a whole new upgrade tree to augments. Holy shit! All right. I didn't even realize that. That's fucking amazing. Okay, Wisp Tea. Here's the new perk. Perca-Cola Wisp Tea. It is essentially just a... I'll read it. Once summoned, the Wisp begins to slay nearby zombies for around 30 seconds, and 2 minutes later, it can be summoned again. So it's essentially like a... It's like a... It's like a... Fuck, what's that perk? It's like Luna's Blood, or whatever it was called in Black Ops 4. It essentially fights for you, and the different augments for it. I'm not going to read all them, but it's you know it's essentially a monkey that comes out and fights for you. And I think I'll read some of them. There some of them attracts enemies and does damage. Increase the Wisp's lifetime. It can either heal you, it can damage you, it could do different stuff. Hold on. All right. Oh no. Wow. Okay, so they've changed Der Wonder Fizz, which I think is fucking amazing. I think this is a needed change. They changed Wonder Fizz. So essentially, in Black Ops 6, Wonder Fizz would arrive on round 25 no matter what. And now, now it only arrives at round 25 and after you've bought a certain amount of perks on the map. So I think that is a great fucking choice. So it doesn't just sort of cheat you out of just going straight to Wonder Fizz and buying the only perks you need, right? Sometimes the game will force you to buy those bad perks if you have to. I don't know, it's probably like 4 perks you have to buy before you get Wonder Fizz. But the new ammo mod is Fireworks, which is coming back from BO3, which fucking was fucking a great choice. I called that shit. Another thing I called, which reminds me to bring them up, is the Gobblegums. I knew first off, I knew Fireworks was coming back. I knew they were gonna bring that shit back. But also the new Gobblegums they brought back. One of them, I was like, I would guarantee they were gonna bring it back for BO6, and they didn't. But they're they're bringing back. I'll go through all the Gobblegums and I'll tell you which one I called. So we'll start from ultra down. So the new ultra Gobblegum, which is red, is called Gift Card, and that essentially gives you an instantaneous 30,000 points, and it cannot be combined with other bonus other bonuses. Can't be combined with like a double points or like any of that, so you can't get 60,000 points. Um, Armageddon is another new Gobblegun. It's legendary, and it gives you a instant three plate armor vest, and so you don't have to spend that 14k, and it gives you a full plates, which is just 3. Um, the next Gobblegum, Round Off, legendary, activates on round transition. So essentially, it stops the round. Not a timeout, but sort of like how directed mode works in BO6, where the zombies will keep coming at you. So, for example, if you're on round 5 and you kill all the zombies on round 5, it'll do round 5 twice before the Gobblegum is done, and then you'll be able to still be on round 5 while also having all the points from those previous rounds. Another Gobblegum is Power Vacuum. It's an epic. I knew that shit was coming back. I thought it was coming back for BO2, BO6, but it's in BO7, and no surprise. And it's an epic. And it's the same as BO3. They didn't nerf it unlike the other ones, where it has the kill chance has a higher chance to spawn power-ups. So obviously when you kill zombies, they have a higher chance to spawn power-ups. And it lasts 5 minutes, same as last time. So I think that's fucking amazing. The next Gobblegum, which is also an epic is called Requipment. Your equipment slots refill over time, so I think that's fucking insane. You could just keep on throwing Cashmeres, and the Gobblegum would keep on refilling them. I think that is going to be an insanely useful Gobblegum. And then the last one they are adding is Aftertaste, which is also from BO3, and it's a rare. It is a rare, and they didn't fucking nerf it. I think this is by far going to be the most broken Gobblegum in the game. It keeps all your perks after being revived. That is fucking insane. For a rare Gobblegum, that is going to be in decks if you're playing squads. That is going to be in decks. No, not even squads. Fucking solo too. That is going to be in decks in speedruns and just common plays along with red Gobblegums. It's going to be one of those Gobblegums that you wouldn't pass up because it's a fucking rare. It's a rare, and who would pass that shit up? So I think that's amazing. And here's the new ammo mod fireworks and all of its new augments. I will throw that up on screen uh whilst I was talking about the Gobblegums, as well as the new field upgrade. Um it's exciting shit. I'm looking forward to Toxic Growth coming back. People could say what they want about, like, oh my god, they're bringing back they're bringing back the same perks, the same field upgrade, the same. Shut the fuck up, all right? BO 1 through 3 had the same exact shit. The same exact shit. All right? Widow's Wine was the first fucking perk that was essentially the newest fucking shit. So you can't tell me that Modern Zombies isn't fucking evolving, because you can't hate on this game with a genuine good reason, because the game isn't out yet. Until the game comes out, you have no reason to hate on it right now, because it is really catering to all audiences. And wow, here are all the fucking Gobblegums. Wow. Never mind. I'll be throwing this up on screen while I was talking about the Gobblegums. Um, but it's just Rampage Inducer also coming back. You can't have you can't just be shitting on zombies like that. You really can't. You just give it a chance, and if the game comes out, you have a reason to hate it, because either one, the game has an obvious problem, or two, you just don't like it. And that's personal preference, and everybody is entitled to opinion. Also, Mystery Box, I think it's really interesting that the Mystery Box designed specifically for this map is Origins. I think that's really interesting. I wonder what their choice was for that, if it was for a specific reason. I think it definitely was, because they've been, you know, in the dev blog videos they've been making, they've been sneaking, a little prop of this in the background. So I think it definitely is for a reason. Also, the pack-a-punch is on the back of a fucking truck. It's on the back of the fucking old Tessie. So as your vehicle is also your pack-a-punch machine, which is fucking insane. And obviously you'll have supports and score streaks coming back, and there's a fucking disciple injection. I didn't see this shit. Nobody covered this shit. Okay. That's fucking insane. There's a disciple injection instead of, I'm assuming, a mutant injection. Unless there's both. That would be insane. Alright. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's fucking amazing. But I believe that's everything. Here it is on the back of the Pack-a-Punch. I believe that's everything. Here's Ted. I think this is a great way for them to bring back, like, Sam trials and all that, right? With just trials in general, bring Ted. So I think this is fucking amazing. Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to BO7. If you're not, I think you're really just, you can't hate on the game like that. You really just can't. But yeah, that was basically all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, hope you enjoyed.